My daughter thinks I am a loser when I am unemployed. My wife lets her first love live in the master bedroom. I didn't know I just won $200 million after getting fired from my job. I unexpectedly won $200 million in the lottery. However, my wife, who had promised to pick me up, left me stranded. I trudged 10 kilometers home through the pouring rain, only to find my wife throwing an extravagant welcome party for her first love at our place. When they mentioned me, everyone looked down their noses. My mother-in-law rolled her eyes and said that deadbeat lost his job and you still want to pick him up after work. Nobody let him in later. My 10-year-old daughter clapped in agreement. Grandma's right, Mom should divorce that loser. I don't want to call a loser my dad anymore. I like Uncle Leon, who's handsome, rich, and can buy me limited edition 6 splee dolls. My heart felt like it dropped into freezing water as I looked at my beloved wife, but she just laughed softly and said, "We've been married a night, so here is some attachment. As long as he agrees to lay full move in and rekindle our past, I can let him be my husband in name. What's wrong with him living off me for a few years?" At that moment, I realized the real fool was me. But when I actually suggested a divorce as she wanted, they regretted it deeply after seeing me in a luxury car with my new wife and newborn daughter. One mom, let Uncle Ann sit next to you and Grandma and I will make a heart behind you. As I opened the door, my wife, daughter, and mother-in-law were taking a family photo on the couch with a stranger. They were all huddled together, grinning widely at the camera. When they heard the door, they finally noticed me. Their smiles froze. The atmosphere was tense for a moment. Then the laughter continued as if I were invisible. They changed positions and kept taking photos. Not a single person acknowledged me. It wasn't until they finished taking photos that my mother-in-law gave me a disdainful look and said, "Oh, Ethan, you have legs. You can walk back, can't you? I thought you got laid off and forgot how to walk and that Olivia had to pick you up." I was drenched and my hands and feet were numb from the cold after being laid off today. A storm hit. My wife had promised to pick me up after work, but she never showed up even late at night. I walked 10 kilometers in the rain to get home. Before I entered, I heard their disdain and ridicule behind my back. I just didn't expect that even after I returned home, they would still ignore me and laugh with another man. A bitter feeling arose in my heart. I opened my mouth to speak. Suddenly a cake was thrown at me. I looked up. My daughter Ava was hiding behind the man, looking at me with disdain. "Dad is lazy. He doesn't work hard to earn money for me, and Mom such a loser. Not even worth Uncle Lynn's toe." My heart was suddenly pierced with pain. This was the daughter I had loved for 10 years. Facing her mother's first love, she was full of admiration and joy. But for me, there was only sarcasm and ridicule. At this moment, my silent wife finally spoke. Frowning as she scolded our daughter, "Faba, Ava, how can you talk to your dad like that? You are being too rude." She acted like she was defending me, even bringing me a towel and gently saying, "Ethan, don't take the child's words to heart. Go change your clothes. We can talk later." As I took the towel, I noticed the undisguised disdain in her eyes. I felt even more desolate inside. Just as I was about to head to my room, suddenly walked over to greet me. "Are you Ethan? I just got back from abroad." Olivia insisted on throwing me a welcome party. I couldn't refuse, so I came. "I heard you just lost your job. It's okay. The current economic climate is tough. I might be able to help you find work." His friendly demeanor only made me feel more pathetic. Before I could respond, my mother-in-law impatiently pushed me. "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and thank him. You were over 30 and still getting laid off. You were embarrassing Olivia." I was almost knocked over by the push, yet my beloved wife and daughter seemed oblivious, their attention entirely on the other man. This was clearly my home, yet I felt like an outsider. In the end, I didn't say anything and went to my room to wash up. When I came back out, they were already seated at the dining table eating.